Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast with me, Jenny from the blockchain, and my co-host, Michael Keene. For today's interview, we have Austin, the COO of IYK, which, as you guys know, Michael has been talking about IYK for so many episodes now, and we're excited to finally dive into it. But IYK, just for a quick little summary of it, is a self-service portal where anyone can chip, mint, link, configure, and they are providing easy-to-use tools to deploy physical experiences that better connect you with your audience. Austin, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Michael and I go way back now. We've been chatting for a number of months, and I'm glad to hear you're a fan of our product and everything that we're doing. So that makes me really excited to be on the show today.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm excited to learn more because I feel like Michael knows a lot, and I feel like I do not know a lot about IYK, but I know you guys have kind of been everywhere. And, you know, I was looking into all the different collabs you've done, Pudgy Penguins. I mean, we were just talking about the Everything Token book and all that. So I'm sure
the G-Shock watch, when you get your G-Shock watch, they collab with the G-Shock watch. So you're going to get to play with the tech. Yep.
Okay. So so my G-Shock watch, what is going to happen when I get my G-Shock watch?
Well, so actually the beauty of this is that I'm not 100% certain of the experience that you're going to get when you tap your G-Shock watch. And part of the reason why is that with IYK, we're providing a tool set for people to build out experiences themselves. So originally, when we were first doing this, I would have my hand in pretty much every drop that we were doing, where I would know in detail like what the experience would look like, because I'd have to ping one of our co-founders like, hey, can you configure this? But now we've created this tool set and this platform where people can build out these experiences. So in the case for Doodles and the G-Shock collab, we gave them the tools and the product, and now they went ahead and built the experience. So I know like high level what's going to go on, but like I had to message their team the other day. I was like, yo, what's going on with these G-Shocks? Like, I haven't seen these cryptic tweets. Like, what can I expect? So long story short, I'm not exactly sure. I might need you to screen record it or something and throw it on Twitter.
True. Okay.
What can you say high level? What do you think high level?
So it'll link into their digital studio and their experiences. So I know right now they're building out I don't know what's public and what isn't, but they're building out a digital experience. So their Doodles as a whole is making immersive experiences. So this is just a step in that direction. And we have something that we're working on for ETH Denver with them as well, which I'm excited to launch in about 8 days once the Innovation Festival begins.
Are they going to throw an event? I'll be so sad if I miss it.
No direct event, but IYK, we're doing this pretty big thing across all of ETH Denver. And again, I'm not sure what I can and can't say, but if anyone's going to be at ETH Denver, probably going to see what we're doing.
Ooh, all right. You can tell us anything.
Austin, I know, no one, Austin, nobody listens. Austin, don't worry.
Get your
it's just
product.
A conversation amongst friends.
You're gonna quest, you're gonna tap, and you're gonna claim.
That's exciting.
You're gonna get your digital product and your chipped product. So we're gonna be creating a gamified experience across all of ETH Denver, and the rewards are gonna be connected products from our partners and from us directly. So the goal is to get as many people chipped products as possible.
That's dope.
What are some of the cool things what are the coolest things you've seen? So Jenny can kind of understand what the possibilities are that you've seen that you really love.
So everything, like all of our experiences are built on this primitive where if you're on the tap page, you have high confidence as a brand that you're in close proximity to the physical product. So we call it proof of proximity. So everything that you're seeing, so when you're tapping the Read Write Own book from Chris Dixon, and you get to see this digital experience, the only way you can actually be on that experience is if you tap the product, because each time you tap it, it generates a unique URL that's single use. So built on top of this primitive, you can do a lot of really cool things. So we've had artists release unreleased music directly to fans. So we recently had that done with Arden Jones. We're doing it with another big name artist in like 3 days, where they're releasing content to the people that own their product, in turn, some of their biggest fans. So that's what I think is really cool. Just a way to distribute content directly to people and using these chips as a beacon for content distribution. Another thing that we saw yesterday was with the Goons community. They created a poll that's only accessible through their products that are chipped. So they're co-creating with their community through the chipped products. So why is this maybe better than an Instagram poll or something? The truth is, like, when you're really trying to co-create and trying to make a decision that's best for your community, getting votes from people that actually don't care isn't necessarily a good thing. So it's hard to distinguish between like signal and just noise. And so if you're posting a poll on your Instagram where it's like, should we do this or should we do this? Like, the fact that I can vote and I've never actually bought a product or I've never even watched any of your content, like, my vote shouldn't count as much as the person that has 5 different pieces of products and has a strong opinion about this due to their understanding of like what the brand's about. So by having these polls only accessible through the product itself, sure, you may get less participation from like a quantity perspective, but from like a quality perspective, the people that are voting truly do care. So I really think there's this massive opportunity for co-creation and this content distribution. So those are 2 things, but probably like my favorite is things like the G-Shock example, where we'll talk internally and we'll be like, yo, what are the doodles doing? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. And that's exciting because that creates this ecosystem where people are building, and you don't want to be a gatekeeper. Like, you want people to be able to build out these experiences. So, those are really 3 examples that really make me excited.
Side question, how old are you? You look so young. You look like you're like 22. That'd be my guess.
I'll attribute that maybe to my skincare routine. No, I'm actually 27.
Okay. You guys are the same age. He looks so
well, young. I'm 28. I'm a little babies. Older and wiser than Austin.
Babies.
I'm 27, but a young 27.
27, nice. Okay. Oh, you just turned 27?
In July, but a young 27.
Wait, my birthday's in July. What's the date?
July 16th.
Okay, imagine if it was like the same. Wouldn't that be crazy? Mine's July 1st.
I'm the 23rd.
Of July?
Of July?
Yeah.
Wait, why do I always forget this, Michael? You've said this before. I always forget.
When it's Jenny's birthday on July 1st, it's like the whole timeline is like Jenny, pictures, celebrating. Mine goes by. I think Andy sends me a message. He's like, "Happy birthday, NFT."
Whatever.
That's all I get.
Wow.
Yeah, July's a good month. Obviously, I'm pushing 45. I'm pushing 45, guys. I was born in 79. Believe it or not,
you're a young 45. I would have guessed 32 top.
Hey, 32. Right? Okay, that's true. That's pushing.
Yeah, that is pushing a little bit.
No, but
I'll take it. I'll take it.
The reason I ask is because you're COO, Chief Operations Officer, right? Is that what that stands for? Of IYK, and I'm curious, how did you get into that role, and how did you find out about IYK? How did you get involved with them?
Yeah, so my story is pretty interesting. I come from a software engineering background, and so I was a software engineer at a top US bank, and which is kind of ironic because as I'm working for them, I fall in love with crypto. So in college, I had Bitcoin Bitcoin miners running in the attic of my fraternity. So I had involvement, but I didn't go fully orange pill until I started working for a Bitcoin ATM company. At which point I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of money moving hands. I gotta get into this. So once COVID happened, I started creating crypto content on TikTok, and over time, companies reached out about like me helping them market their crypto companies. And rather than like me hopping on and like shelling a token, I'd say, hey, you can hire me as a consultant and we'll help create organic content. So I started building out a marketing agency that was focused on crypto. And because of my software engineering background, I also realized there was an opportunity for helping NFT projects launch their token or launch their NFTs. So this was back in the initial NFT boom. So there was like two arms to the agency, the marketing arm and then the tech arm where we would do these NFT launches. So it all fell under the umbrella of the incubator. And so this is my company. And eventually I worked with the company, the Cryptoon Goons, now the Goons, and they invited me to moderate a panel at NFT NYC about 2 years ago. And so when I'm on the panel, there's a number of people. One of them shows up late, and it actually turns out to be Chris, the co-founder of IYK. And so now while on the panel, I'm asking everyone questions, I'm learning, trying to sponge up as much information. And what Chris is saying about IYK, I'm like, wait a second. What's going on over there? So I follow him on Twitter. I DM him. I'm like, yo, I need you to send me a shirt. Because I wanted a shirt. That's pretty much it. But I also thought there was an opportunity for us to work together. So I reach out, and initially they hired the incubator for me and our CTO at the time, Jesse, to come on as like consultants, just high level business consultants. And over time, I found myself spending more and more time working with IYK. And so it was about 1.5 years ago. And eventually it just made sense where I was spending a lot of my time there to just really focus my energy on IYK and come on full time as their COO. So it was this long journey. And ended up with me meeting Chris, their co-founder, a little hungover, moderating a panel.
It's crazy how that can work sometimes, isn't it? Like,
oh yeah,
that's random, and now like it's your whole life. Not your whole life,
exactly.
it's your professional life.
Like,
your professional life. It's like it changed everything, you know.
As I'm prepping for the panel, like we had a long night because a lot of the people from the incubator were in the city, so we had this like big celebration the night before, and we're at a diner, and I'm just like, you know, when you're hungover, you just want nothing to do with anything. And I'm prepping for this panel, and I'm writing down in a notepad, and I literally say to everybody at the table, you know, I'm never moderating a panel ever again in my life. Like, this is not worth it. And it turns out that it was very much worth it. So it is crazy how life happens.
Wait, did you ever moderate a panel again after that?
I actually haven't, I don't think.
Oh, you were true to your word.
I actually haven't, but I'm open to it.
Okay. Maybe the next NFT
one.
NYC.
I moderated one time.
NFT LA?
Yeah, NFT LA. It was like about like video NFTs, and actually Julie Pacino was on there. It was kind of cool. It was fun. But there is stress to it. You gotta dress up, and you're like nervous because you know you're like presenting for the conference. Like, it's a whole thing. There's definitely stress to it that's unnecessary that I never went to again. But I don't know. Yeah. Jenny, you know, she's like all-star moderator at VCon, 6 panels or whatever at this point, 7 panels.
Well, the first VCon, they gave me 5 panels, which was so insane considering I had never moderated a panel before. And then the second VCon, they gave me 3. Okay, but so yeah, I was so like the very first panel I ever did, I was so like stressed out and anxious and like nervous. I was like, oh my God, like this is horrible. But then after
I remember that one. That was great though. That was the one with the guy from NFT Now.
No, the first one I did
was the first one.
Okay, it was two people, the CEO of Coach, which they threw in last minute, and then he ended up like sending me stuff and like it was cool.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Coach, I think the bag company?
And he literally right before he went on stage, he like looked me up and down, looked at my app, and he's like, "Oh, honey, we gotta get you some better like shoes and clothes." And I was like, "Oh,
okay,
you don't like my outfit choice?"
Nothing.
I know,
Nothing
yeah,
like,
but I was like,
she's in like her
confidence going.
Doodles jacket, probably. You know,
no, I
like-
wasn't. At that point, I wasn't really wearing like my NFT stuff. Anyway, so yeah, it's definitely stressful right before, but then once you kind of get the swing of it, it's like it's fun, you know.
Yeah, once you're in the groove, like anything, it's you get a little rush. So
right,
I'm obviously very happy I ended up.
Yeah. So I'll talk about how we came across each other, because obviously I was talking about I told you this story. I guess when Marfa happened this past summer, I started, everything was IYK. And I was like, who the heck are these guys? Went to the website, started scrolling down, and the clients, it was like 9 DCC, and then it clicked. And I was like, oh, because I remember from Art Basel the year before, all the G Money stuff. You probably remember that, Jenny, where everyone was tapping the shirts. And I was like, oh, that's these guys. And I started watching, and what this, I guess, was, when was Marfa? When was that? August?
Yeah, it was around August.
Yeah. So that's when and then in September is when I started working with Ohio State, and I just was like, these guys, it would be perfect. You know, we're doing merch that has to be tied to an NFT, and like, it's so perfect. And then I heard you on Coffee with Captain one morning, and I was like, really cool. It was great to listen. At the very end, he goes, if anybody's doing anything cool, send me a DM. I was like, I'm doing something cool. So I was like, I sent him a DM, and we started chatting. Austin, honestly, has been a huge help. And when he was staying on me to make sure we were ready for our first presentation when I went up to Columbus. Moving a little bit slower, but things are still coming along. I could send you some updates. We got some really cool stuff happening. But it's been a pleasure to work with you and learn about it. But I haven't even actually gotten into the platform yet. Yeah, you've held my hand. This is my prototype I've been showing with the chip on the back.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
This is such a garbage one, but like this just to show people how
it's one of those.
Nobody can even see. Just to show people how it works. This is audio only. Anyway.
Oh my god! Yep.
One of the things with the technology, and this is something that we try and do, is like once you tap a product and you pull it up, and then you refresh the screen, and you see that it's like link destroyed, and you have to tap it again, magic happens. Like it's like a switch of the light bulb goes off, and that's something that we try and do as much as possible to get people to realize the power of it, because it's like you can explain it to somebody, but whenever we show it, like most of the times when we're pitching clients and we're having conversations, we do a demo of the product, because like words can only do so much. Once I show you the product, once you put it on an Ohio State figurine, like it makes a difference for people because they then just get it. And that's why I think the product is so special, because it's physical, but it's also digital.
Yeah, you guys put out a tweet just a few days ago that really struck home. Let me find it real quick, about loyalty programs. That is just that, like, you know, what we're working on is basically a loyalty program. He said most loyalty programs, they don't really reward loyalty. They don't reward you sharing stuff, showing up, doing things. They reward what you buy, like 1-to-1. You get, and they calculate the percentage, 2%, 1%, whatever it is, 5%. You know. But your guys' tweet says most loyalty programs don't reward loyalty, they reward purchase behavior. Real loyalty can look like being a top listener, getting a badge, you know, holding limited edition merch that only you can get because you participated or you attended something. Real life experiences where, you know, the what was the G-Shock watch. Doodles can say one day, hey, if you have the G-Shock watch, show up at our party, and only the people that bought the G-Shock watch can get in the VIP area, or can come to this party anytime in the future. Like the future aspect of it. And what you told me, that they can last up to 50 years and they're machine washable. What is that like? Unless there's like a hole puncture. Have you guys had any problems with that? Have you guys had anybody come in? I've washed mine a few times.
Yeah, so we haven't had any problems with that. Granted, we haven't been around for 50 years. Hopefully we are. That means we're doing something good.
No doubt. Yeah.
But yeah, we
The
haven't had any
technology
issues
will always
with
keep
that yet.
changing. The technology will always keep changing too. And
For sure.
also, in my head, also, like, if the chip does get damaged, you still have the digital counterpart, in your, I guess, what would be your thing? Like, if say we were selling toys and someone came back, my chip's not working, it's dead, but it's embedded in the toy. What's kind of a fix for that? Or what would be the thought process?
Yeah. So one thing that we talk about is that, like, not all taps are treated equally. And where we're trying to go towards is, once you have the NFT in your wallet, you have like infinite optionality. So let's say you have a toy, you're able to claim that NFT into your wallet, showing ownership, and then maybe you puncture it with a hole and now the chip dies. You still own that NFT, and due to the nature of the asset itself, you can't like transfer or anything. So now you own it, but because you own it, the brand itself can now reward you however they'd like because you own that asset. So it's still something that you own, and you can go anywhere with that, right? So you can connect your wallet. You can use it to enter into a venue. You can use it to get token gated products. Like, because you own the asset, if the chip itself dies, it's actually not the end of the world. And so you can now distribute that access and the content based on the NFT ownership. And yeah, there's also one thing kind of like what you mentioned with being able to change the experiences. That's something that, as like a fan and as a product owner, from like a loyalty perspective, being able to have like a single product that changes dynamically is something that we anticipate and we've seen is very enticing for product holders. And not only that, I think historically, when you are a big fan or you are a big customer, like let's say you buy 10, 15, 20 things from a specific brand, your experience is actually worse than somebody who's never bought a product before. Because if you buy all these items, you're going to get flushed with all these marketing campaigns, all these different ads. And so as a top consumer, you actually have the worst customer experience. And if you've never actually done it, you actually have a better customer experience. So by owning all these products, now a brand, you can actually communicate with the people that have all of these products and hopefully make a better experience for them versus a worse.
I love that. The brands are, I mean, I've talked to a couple. I actually talked to one streetwear brand that happened to be working with you guys. JS is the initials. I don't know if we're allowed to say. You could tell us if we need to bleep that out. But they're going to be chipping pretty much everything.
Jennifer Pseudo?
Yeah, it is. It's Jennifer Pseudo streetwear brand. That I was talking to that brand. But you guys are also working with Adidas, apparently, right? How close?
Mm-hmm. We've worked with them in the past.
Okay. What have they done? What's going on with them? What are they thinking even for the future?
So we worked with them at NFT NYC. I was actually wearing the shirt earlier. Went on a run with it, so it's dirty now. But we did shirts with them in 2023, and we likely have something coming up with them in the future. But yeah, they're exploring the realm. I think a lot of people right now are interested and they see the potential. But like any new technology, I think these big brands are hesitant to go all in because they're a little bit more risk averse. So the people that we've seen kind of really embrace it. So two companies come to mind, right? 90cc and Mintage, and even the Goons, right? They've incorporated this almost entirely in their physical products. And so as a brand, they have really built a business on top of our technology. And these are scrappy startups, and they're trying to do things that'll give them an edge. But over time, we anticipate that as more and more brands start building on top of us, and instead of becoming like an exception, it becomes a rule where this is something that you have to do. And yeah, I think once like a couple big names really buy in, I anticipate it's going to be like a classic hockey stick where it's like,
I think so too. Why wouldn't you want to stay connected? Like when we talked to Ohio State, they were even like, maybe even for our promotional stuff, like if you're buying a t-shirt to give out, chip it, for the extra dollar, whatever it would be. Like, I don't know. I think that, like, why wouldn't these people want to stay connected and all the cool stuff? What you said, that's what I want to do. I want all of our, like, we're not trying to sell, little tchotchkes and even crap, like not crap, but like these like weird plushies that are, just that are very generic. We're trying to sell real nice stuff, and we do want to chip everything in limited edition. They're all going to have a serial number and all that. I'm very much into that. I think that is the future, and I think it's a way to like Lucas said one time from Pudgy, I want my $20 toy on the shelf to do more than the $20 toy next to it. And like, it always stuck with me. Yeah, absolutely.
In a world of commoditized products, integrating a chip where you get to customize the experience is a very clear differentiator. And even in the world of like a $15 or $10 product, you can create an elevated experience for not that expensive that can differentiate you from your peers. And the truth is, right now, it is somewhat novel. And so there is an opportunity for you to take advantage of that. But that won't always be the case. Like, eventually, it'll be in every product. So you won't it'll be less of this competitive advantage. But right now, when it's coming to market, it feels like a great opportunity to, like, even if you're selling coasters or something, right? If you have one coaster that has a chip and then another coaster that doesn't, a brand that has the chipped product can build out this more immersive experience and tell a better story than this other coaster. Now, I'm just using those as an example, but like, it doesn't matter what the product is. It empowers you to provide more value.
Do you envision the chip extending into AR, where if you're wearing the goggles and you look at a chip, it can project out, like, or does it, you need to actually tap it?
So we've done things with AR before. So we collaborated with a company called Monoverse. And
yeah, I know Mona. Yeah, I know.
How that worked was the AR experience was only accessible through the tap itself. Now, so like you tap the product, you pull up the AR, and then now you're kind of doing an augmented reality. Now, in terms of like, let's say it was the Vision Pro goggles, and like you're looking and you see a shirt, and then you get the digital version of that shirt. Maybe it's possible with the current structure of the chip itself. It uses it's called passive NFC. And what that means is it's not powered. And so when a phone taps the product, it takes the power from the phone, and that is how the chip is actually powered. So you don't have to charge these chips. And so now I say that, so if like you're looking at them in some sort of AR experience, those chips aren't actually like powered to give away a signal. But I do think that there is probably a world where, okay, that is a product. There's a clear digital version of that, and you're able to like look at it, cross-reference the digital catalog of products and be like, okay, that's probably this product, and now showcase it. And then maybe that person owns this wallet. And so, okay, that person owns this wallet. It looks like this shirt, and that shirt's this digital, this has this digital certificate. You can confidently say that's that product. So there are probably ways to like build it out, but from the chip itself, there's some limited functionality in that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Just because we don't want people having to charge their t-shirt. Like,
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
How about when you wash?
Go ahead.
Can you wash the shirt? Like,
yeah. So they're machine washable. I have some chips right here. I know it's a bit audio only, but I'm showing a chip. So it's like in a enclosed.
Okay.
So the antenna itself, it's in this enclosure. So it's machine washable. So I've washed my shirt, my Adidas shirt that I just went on a run with. Like, and I don't even try and like, for some shirts that aren't iteration 02, 90cc, very expensive shirt, I'll go on runs, I'll work out in it, I'll go in the sauna. Like, I don't really baby these shirts.
Nice. Durable. I saw that the IYK platform is currently invite only. Is there a timeline for when it'll be like officially open to the public?
Yeah, we're rolling it out. The product's ready, but there's no exact timeline. Of course, if anybody DMs me and they say, hey, I'd like to jump the wait list. Maybe we could see what we can do. But yeah, right now we're just trying to really build out the product and make sure that we have the support and the operations to actually open the floodgates, because there's a lot of things that have to be operationally. There are some challenges with just getting chips out, making sure people configure them properly. Like that's something that I've noticed a bunch. Like we'll send people chips, they'll install it in the product, and then they're like, wait, why aren't these configured? And I'm like, you got to configure them. I don't know what to tell you. So there's a lot of information that has to be created, resources, support, but hopefully by the end of the year.
Okay, 2024, folks.
Yeah, that's a long. Yeah, that's a lot to do for sure. I know. So there's definitely a lot of logistics here. You're going to definitely have people. That's going to be where the customer service comes in, where they're like, my chip goes to the wrong NFT. That stuff's gonna be.
Oh yeah, and so we ran the business almost so my background, I ran an agency before coming full time to IYK, and so we ran the business like a tech agency where we were helping all these people do it end to end, like a full service agency. Mm-hmm. And even that's how we designed platform, where we were the biggest customers of it because we had to manage 10, 15, 20 drops simultaneously. So we built it essentially for us as the biggest user. And so I know the exact issues that can come up because we were running the agency. So now when other people are doing it, I'm like, here's probably what's happening. And so that's been very helpful. But I just know that because it's so new, there's a lot of new concepts that you have to think through, where it's like, I got 100 chips, but 50 are in a hoodie and 50 are in a t-shirt. Like you have to know which 50 are in the hoodie and which 50 are in the t-shirt. So, but once people learn, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Just like anything. I mean, they got, people have to, take care and do things correctly.
Exactly. When people were figuring out YouTube, how to upload a video to YouTube, I'm sure it was hard. Like this is a new space, and part of the challenge and the beauty with the new space is you're kind of making the rules up as you go. And that means that people have to learn. So everything from how to tap a product to how to configure the product, it's all this new ecosystem, which is why I think people are so excited about it. But it's not like we're building a data service, like a SaaS company for email software or something where it's a space that we know and people are very familiar with. You're really building out a product. We're building it we're creating a new lane, and it's exciting, but there's challenges.
Yeah. People are getting a little more used to it with the credit cards. Luckily, credit card is NFC technology. I mean, that's in everybody's hands pretty much at this point. And that's the only way I tap out if I can. Walmart's messed up. Walmart still makes you stick it in. Yeah, Walmart. Right, exactly. So
Apple's helping us teach people.
Yeah.
Which is nice. If anybody can do it, we'll gladly give Apple the
yeah. I mean, I was at Wawa the other day. And there was an advertisement. It was tap your NFC chip. It was and it said the word NFC chip. So it was very cool, letting people know about it.
It's coming.
Yeah. I love it. I want to ask one more question about the platform. I want to ask about the autograph module. They've had one question. Probably should have sent by email or whatever. We'll do it and see what the answer is. So let's say I, buy a jersey that's chipped. And my favorite player, we can automatically put the autograph on there because I think this has Chris Dixon's digital autograph. I think if I'm not mistaken, right? So we could do that so now I meet other players and the autograph module is on there, and they tap it or I tap it and they sign. But how do I confirm who it is? How do I confirm that it's the correct?
Yeah, and so I think it'll be helpful just to zoom out, what is autograph module, and how did we even this idea? So before, it was Paris Fashion Week, I think, and it was July this past year. 6551 ERC 6 or ERC 6551 was just getting introduced, and this is the ability for an NFT to hold other NFTs. So a hat NFT could actually own another NFT. So with this concept, we were chatting internally and we were like, yo, wouldn't it be awesome if you could sign an NFT or sign a physical item digitally? And so we went to the 90cc team. They were doing a drop with Jeff Staple and for Paris Fashion Week. And we were like, yo, you and Jeff, you guys should sign each other's hats and do the first ever digital signature like that's ever existed. We'll build this feature out custom for you. Like, we think this is awesome. So that we came up with that idea like a week before the actual event. Build it. Great. Everything went well, went viral on Twitter. Awesome. So now that's like the foundation, right? But the real thing with that is that we only wanted G and Jeff Staple to sign because we wanted just them to be able to, the ones that actually sign it. So how do you do that? Well, you have to like white label or whitelist rather a specific wallet address because, right, you can't just have anybody sign and be like, hey, I'm G Money. You don't want that. So, but you don't want G Money connecting his ledger to his phone so that gmoney.eth signs it. And next thing you know, it gets hacked. He loses his pump. So what we did was, okay, you can actually create like a subdomain on your actual ENS. So it's like, all right, inc.gmoney.eth. So you can create this using like ENS to actually confirm that it's from G Money, but it's like mobile address or it's like signing address. So for me, I have like inc.macandcheesy.eth. So if I sign something, you know it's from macandcheesy.eth, or you know it's from Mac and Cheesy because you see my name, but then because I want to protect my ledger, I use inc.macandcheesy.eth. So that's like the whole foundation, right? Now, for your question in terms of like if an athlete signs it, how do you know it's the actual athlete? So this module is like one of the more real deep crypto features that it's like, I think our Beams module, which is exclusive content, like our poll module, like all those are things that I think in the near future make a ton of sense, and they currently make a ton of sense. The autograph module is something where it's like, that's probably not getting mass adoption for a while until people have these wallet addresses like signed up and everything. So like Chris Dixon, right? Crypto native person, the autograph module makes sense. But like a random athlete, I don't know if Steph Curry's signing it tomorrow. But like, I do envision though, it won't be like this ad hoc thing, but let's say someone's trying to get into the crypto space and they're doing a signing, like a party, like a signing party. I envision that, okay, the more like tech forward people, they'll actually set it up. And if they're doing a connected product, they'll do the necessary things to make it so that their signature is like valid. So I don't think like when you're walking on a street, you'll be able to get a signature, but I do think in the near future, you'll have people having these signature parties. I don't know what they're normally called when they're just signing a bunch of shit, but when they're doing that, they'll do the necessary steps to actually tap and sign it themselves.
What if you did something like theoretically where the person is signing, the person taps, my thing, and I actually take a picture of them, or take a picture of them signing their phone, take a picture of them tapping my shirt and attach that with it as well. That might be a little complicated, but.
So we have thought of like, creating a visual story on the product itself, where like it's like a sisterhood of the traveling pants type thing.
Sure.
Where
I was at this concert. Sure.
Exactly. So we have thought of those concepts, and we have a bunch of features and modules that are in like the backlog.
Every level of production, I'm sure.
Yeah, because we live it, right? And we're thinking about this stuff all the time. And there's just so many cool things, which is why we want to build out a platform so that people can actually build these things out themselves, because the space is immense and we can't build everything.
No, yeah, absolutely. What about theoretically in a situation like ours, if we have our own, our own website where people are logged in and signed up? What if the athletes are signed up, not crypto wise, but through our website? And maybe when they tap, it goes to our website, they sign. And if they're signed in, it's confirmed. And maybe that might be something interesting.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the players we're going to get signed up into ours. So, but that's
the whole like why we're building out an API ecosystem so that you can leverage our APIs to do a lot of these things.
Right.
And so we know that like the Gucci's of the world, they're going to want to build out their own experience. They're going to want to build out like an immersive custom experience that's specific to their brand. And so we want to provide APIs so that they can actually use our technology and use our tools to build exactly what they want to build.
You guys working with Gucci as well?
No, that was an example.
Okay, got it.
Although if anyone from Gucci is listening, my DMs are open.
Love it. So I know we have about 10 minutes left and we want to be respectful of your time. I'm going to let Jenny take the floor. If you have any other questions, then we should get into Gas Wars. Hopefully Austin is prepared for Gas Wars because
I'm ready for Gas Wars.
Oh, wait.
Do you know what Gas Wars is?
I'm ready for it.
He's ready for it, whatever it is.
Okay, we should do Gas Wars. Although I had one more question that I was curious about. How many people are on the IYK team?
We have about 13 of us, maybe less, like 12, 13. Some contractors. Yeah, we're small. There's a lot.
Small but mighty.
Where do you produce the chips? Where do you guys produce the?
We ship them out from New York.
Okay. Well, they're not made in New York. Right? I mean, where are they made? Or you don't have to say. You don't have to say.
They're made in China.
Yeah, we ship them out from New York.
We ship them out from New York.
Okay. Bangladesh.
Okay. Austin makes them in his basement.
Yeah.
Right. I have them.
I love it, dude. I love it.
In the New York City.
Austin, you're awesome. I appreciate you, man. We met up at the Pudgy Penguins party in Miami, and Austin picked me out. I was like walking around. I don't know what I was doing. He's like, Michael Keene.
Hey, wow! You must have felt so famous. Right?
I did. Honestly, I did. We had talked like a few days before, but no, I know. Most people, I definitely go unrecognized most times. But
I was like, hey, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, I know that guy. Awesome. But let's do Gas Wars and then we'll wrap it up. Jenny can explain and kick it off if you like.
Oh yeah. All right. So Gas Wars is our rapid fire question segment. So we're gonna ask you some questions that don't have to do with Web3 and just getting to know you a little bit better. So
amazing.
Yeah. All right. I will start. Do you have a car, first of all? I have to preface this question. Oh,
no car.
Just kidding.
Uber
Next
everywhere.
question. That's same. I actually don't have a car. I haven't had one for like 5 years. I just Uber. All right.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper that way.
It is actually.
I know. I'm not joking. I know it is.
Especially if you don't leave your apartment that much.
Exactly. When you're in Web3, it's way cheaper.
When you're Web3, you don't leave. Why do you need a car?
I don't even go outside. No. What is a weird fact that you know?
A weird fact that I know. Huh. What do people?
This is my first time asking this question. Actually,
what's your weird fact?
Oh, you're not supposed to ask it back. Oh, great. Okay, I feel okay. That is a very on the spot question.
So, I'm actually a Eagle Scout. So the Boy Scout motto is "Do a good turn daily."
It's what?
Do a good turn, or that's the do a good turn daily, or it's be prepared.
A good turn.
Yeah, like help somebody every day.
Oh, do a good turn daily.
I was a Boy Scout, never made it to Eagle Scouts. I remember be prepared, so I think that might be the Boy Scouts. But very nice. What's the best concert you've ever been to?
Wiz Khalifa at Jones Beach Theater, my senior year of high school. Actually, T-Pain. He visited my college my junior year, and it was just so fun. Like it was just one of those. It's like T-Pain.
Was it peak T-Pain? Like was
no,
it?
This is washed up T-Pain, but it was like so lit.
Love it.
But it was so lit.
Nice. All right. What is the best thing you've bought this year so far? Or like your favorite
this year? I bought these rings. So I'm in Buenos Aires, Argentina right now.
Whoa.
No kidding.
So
what the?
No fooling. I've been down there twice. We could talk about travel all day. Jenny knows that, but I've been all over South America. I love Buenos Aires.
Oh, it's amazing. But I bought these rings for like $5, and they're great. I wear. It's awesome. Good cop.
Nice. What are you doing in Argentina?
I don't like the cold. So it's cold in New York City, which is where I normally live. And so I'll be here till this Sunday. And then I fly to Denver for ETH Denver. And then I may or may not fly to Orlando for another activation we're doing.
Dang, you're
and
all
then
over.
I have to fly to New York City.
Wow. All right, nice.
Oh, yeah. A lot
I
of
love it. Yo, best steaks in the world, $10 filet mignons, right? I don't know what the market is these days. When I was there was a blue rate. You heard about the blue rate? Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to get that. And like the guys would be outside of the stores, like the lattes or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it is awesome. That is so cool. Great city. Great country. Have you been to Bariloche? You got to fly down to Bariloche.
No.
That is
My
one of my
roommate's
favorite
actually flying
places
there.
I've ever been in my whole life.
I've heard amazing things.
Dude, we spent a week down there. It's the American West on steroids, but then there's no people. You know what I mean? So it's like crazy mountains, crazy lakes, and it's all pristine. You know, we were whitewater rafting, and the guy filled up the water jugs. We were drinking from the water, like drinking from the river. Yeah, it's awesome down there, Patagonia.
I've heard absolutely amazing things. I didn't get a chance to go.
That's a bucket list spot. That's a bucket list spot for skiing. Like
I'm coming back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm coming back to Buenos Aires, no doubt.
I love it. Love it. All right. What are your what are your favorite pizza toppings? You order a pizza, what's your go-to?
If I have to get a topping, it's probably like barbecue or chicken parm.
Nice. I like chicken on pizza too.
Are you more productive in the morning or night?
Probably night, but I like being a morning person because less people are up in the morning, I find. And so I get a chance to do deep work in the morning. So I'll wake up early. But I love a good late night work session.
What was your favorite sport to play as a kid?
Basketball. So I played basketball in college.
Oh, wow. Where'd you go? Do you want to say where you went? Where you were mining Bitcoin and partying at Jones Beach?
Stevens Institute of Technology, which is in Hoboken, New Jersey. Go Ducks.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's what's up. Stevens. I think I know somebody that went there, but I can't remember. Or there was something like that, but okay. I'm from Northeast Philly, so not far from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another one I've never asked. What is your favorite? What is your favorite seasoning?
I'll use garlic powder the most, but I really like the everything bagel seasoning. I don't know if you ever had that.
That's a popular one. Yeah.
But it's kind of gas. But I use garlic more than most. As an Italian, it's pretty much in my bloodstream.
Let's go.
Garlic's a good one. Garlic, cilantro. All right. So you didn't have a car. What is your dream car?
Ooh.
Growing up, it was a Rolls Royce. But I'm kind of not anymore, primarily because I feel like if you have a Rolls Royce, and I don't know if either of you have a Rolls Royce, but
we don't.
We just sold ours, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, once Ethereum, after this bull run, we might all have Rolls, but true. I feel like the Rolls Royce is like too much like in your face. You have money. Like it's like you're trying to show it off. Whereas something like a G-Wagon or like in that space where it's like,
like
it's
the highest end Mercedes or BMW, right?
I feel like a Rolls Royce is like old people money. Like old money,
And you're also a Target. Like you're not going to park that and, on the street and walk into a basketball game or whatever. You know what I mean?
I never see Rolls Royces. Yeah.
I guess at that point you have so much money, who cares? Like you don't want to have a Rolls Royce and you're just scratching by and someone gets a little nick on it and it scares you. Like you want to have one where you don't care if you just walk away from it.
Exactly. You don't, so I think I like a G-Wagon, but I'm not really a car person. Like,
hence why you don't have a car.
Yeah.
Okay. We are crunch for time here. Okay. My last question is, what is a book that's changed your life?
So believe it or not, I don't read too much. However,
what?
Yes. I don't remember the last book.
It's okay.
The Bitcoin Standard is a classic one, but I read that very late into my crypto journey.
You didn't read the Everything Token or Read Write?
I haven't read them yet.
No,
I've been invited.
I listened to both. I don't read either. I bought them to support. I listened to both, like on my wife's Audible account. I don't read books either.
The book that comes to mind is The Undoing Project by Michael Lewis. I like a lot of his work, but It's all just about statistics and data science. And I don't want to say it changed my life. I would say that an article that I think about a lot is the ladders of wealth creation. It's like a 5-minute read, but it's just about like making money and how every step along the way you want to treat it as a ladder. Whereas like if you're in real estate, the next step up should be like a next step on that ladder. And like it goes in, right? You start by like selling your time, and you sell services, then you sell products, and then you create like a scalable product, like this whole strategy on like the ladders of wealth. But like the key thing is that each step along the way, it's in the same category. Like you're not in real estate and then like on step 3 and then like, oh, I want to get into like art, because if you get into art, you got to start from step 1 again. So like if you want to ladder up in like and grow wealth, you have to like stay in the same lane. And so that's something that I think about a lot when I'm exploring like different avenues to like focus my energy. Is it within the same ladder? So that's one article that is just constantly on my mind.
Cool. Love that. And my final question is, I'm going to change it up. Actually, I'm going to ask you to say the 2 coolest things that you've done in Buenos Aires since you've been there. So
there's asados, which is like a Argentinian barbecue. So I went to a private someone's house, and it was like this Airbnb experience where somebody's studio apartment, this massive apartment with a backyard, and they're just basically cooking steaks for you. You're drinking wine, and it's absolutely awesome. So that's one. Number 2, so there's this acai place where you get to make your own acai bowl. And maybe they have this in New York, maybe they don't. But I just go there every single day and I make a massive acai bowl that's like over 1 kilogram, which is like 2.2 pounds.
Yeah.
And so I'm just making massive acai bowls where in New York City you get like a little dinky acai and it doesn't fill you up. So I'm like loading up with granola, mangoes, every banana, and it's just epic. So those are the 2 things.
Dude, I love that. We have a huge Brazilian community near me in South Florida, and we have a lot of good acai places. I'm craving that right now. Now that you said that,
that's the best.
That's awesome. I mean, you're getting it fresh. I'm 9 hours away from there, but even said, awesome stuff, man. Dude, Austin, it's 1:30 now. We're gonna let you go on your hard stop. But Jenny, why don't you close it out? Thank you so much, buddy. We'll chat soon.
I appreciate
so awesome having you on, brother.
You. Yeah. Yes, it was awesome. Thank you so much for having me. We're at the start of hopefully an exciting 12 months.
Let's go. Yeah. Thank you for joining us on the show. And thank you for everyone for tuning into this episode of the NFT Catcher podcast. We will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.